Okay, guys, welcome back to another episode of Back to Bush Outdoors. So this is exhaust system joint and crack sealer. I've used it in the past on old beater cars that I had at the time, and stuff worked really well to seal up basically any leaks or anything like that. Highly recommend it. It's American product, so it should be readily available. Anyway, so I'm taking the exhaust system apart because I ran into some overheating problems, and I'm thinking that having all of these bends and having the exhaust tape and everything like that, the majority of it within the actual hard case, is one of the problems. So I'm going to remedy that right now, and then I'm going to take it out on the ice and going to trial it out going ice fishing. So I got it all cut up here, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm essentially creating a sleeve that'll wrap around the outside of it. Oops. And the sleeve will hopefully transition from the ribbed part of the exhaust to the flat part of the round exhaust port outlet. So goopy. This stuff is really sticky, by the way. I should have had my gloves on, but I just jumped right into it. So after fooling around with this a little tiny bit, I got it almost perfectly touching. There was maybe 1 mil in between the two parts. And now I'm just going to put the exterior coupler on it. Now, it wrapped around almost 2 complete times, and then I ran a bead of the sealant across the center of it. And so while wrapping and it going around, it should seal all the way around. This actually sealed up really quite well. Pretty simple fix, and yeah, later on the ice we don't run into any problems. Hey everyone, I'm Gavin, and you're watching Back to Bush Outdoors. So it's a cold one today. It's about minus 16, and what we're going to be doing is going to be heading out onto the ice today to see if we can catch some jumbo perch. We're going to be heading over to Georgina. I have to swing by and grab some gear here, and then yeah, we'll be heading out. So stay tuned and let's see if I can get dinner. Okay, so we made it out to Lake Simcoe. We're on the southeast side of Simcoe. It's a little tiny place called Port Bolster. It's in the township of Georgina, and we're heading out to the fishing grounds. The road there that's actually pretty far away. Ice isn't thick enough yet to be able to drive a truck out on it. I'm scoping this section out for a possible overnight camp out in the truck. We've got that's Thora Island in the back there, and off to this side, over that way, is Georgina Island. And this there's typically 2 ice roads, possibly 3, I think, that go out to each one. Well, at least to Georgina. There's at least 2 that go to Georgina, and I think that there's one that goes to Thora Island in the wintertime. But as I said, the ice isn't thick enough yet for us to drive out, so we're just going to be hiking out here, doing our social distancing on the ice, and we're going to see if we can get some giant perch today. Wind chill out here feels like it's about minus. Oh, it's got to be at least minus 25. So we're going to get the diesel heater set up, and we're going to get a couple of tents set up, and let's see if we can start smashing some fish. Let's see how well this thing works in cold weather. It's still about minus 16.
Tells you the temperature too.
Okay, so got the diesel heater going, guys. Got a couple holes drilled, and now we're going to see if we can catch some fish. Hey everyone, welcome back. So we're not really hitting the perch as well as we had hoped, although our neighbors, Matt and Mike, they're hitting them really, really well, and we're only about 5 feet away. So my theory is that they're catching all of the fish before they come to us. But either way, at the end of the day, Matt has said that he's gonna give me some fish whether or not I get any or not, and we're gonna cook them up later. So stay tuned, guys. just finishing up the day. We ended up not really slamming the perch today, but we ended up getting enough for a little tiny bit of a feast. So we're gonna get back in, get all packed up, and I'll see you guys in the kitchen later on. And we're gonna do a couple neat preparations with the perch, and yeah, so stay tuned, guys. Talk to you soon. Okay guys, we're back in my kitchen. Welcome to my kitchen, and we're going to be prepping the perch today, and we're going to be frying it. We're doing it a little bit differently than how locally it gets done. Locally, they would fillet out, deskin, debone, and basically just take that fillet and batter it and then deep fry it. That's typically how perch is eaten in my area. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a whole fish fry. Now, in my country, a whole fish fry is not very common. At least I haven't come across it. There might be some colloquial differences from one side of Canada to the other side of Canada, so it may actually be done somewhere in Canada, but it's not very common in my area. So stay with me, and we're going to see how this turns out. Thanks, guys. What are you doing? You get down. Okay, I gotta cook some perch. Okay, go on, go on. Okay, so we're just getting these all cleaned up here. You want to gut them out, and then you're gonna want to take those scissors and cut off some of the fins. Those fins, because it's a whole fish fry, those fins have a tendency to cook up pretty sharp if you leave them on. So it's always a good idea to take them off. I'll spare you the gruesome details of gutting these. So you just want to score the outside of the fish. I tried to descale this one. It didn't make much sense. Nothing was really coming off. With larger fish, with larger scales, it's a good idea before you do a whole fish fry. So you just want to score 4 little tiny cuts on either side of the fish, and that's going to help when we get to rubbing the harissa and garlic combination on, and ensures the fact that spice gets right inside to the flesh. A little bit of garlic. Here's the harissa spice blend. And it went in pretty good. The garlic, I think I should have crushed it more or chopped it up more. It worked. It just didn't work as well as I had hoped. Choppy choppy. That's my indecision of how much I should actually cut of the lemon. Okay, so rule of thumb, guys, when it comes to frying fish, I'm using vegetable oil today. I'm going to be not frying it incredibly hot, but you know, pretty hot. So rule of thumb is the thickness of the fish. Typically you do between a quarter and a half the thickness for frying. So I'm going to do about half, which works out to be, fish are about an inch thick, and so I'm going to get about a half inch, well, say a quarter to a half inch of oil in here for the fish to fry correctly. That looks about right. And then I'm also going to be adding to the oil some shallot and garlic oil. So when I fry up shallots to make them all crispy with garlic and make the garlic crispy as well, if you keep the oil is fantastic in just about everything. It's extremely aromatic, and it adds a ton of flavor. So put a couple of tablespoons of that in there, and I think that looks good. Okay, so pretty simple ingredients here, guys. I got some basmati rice here, and I've just got some red bell pepper and lemon, and yeah, I'm gonna add some of the red pepper to the rice right at the very beginning because I want some of the sweetness out of it, and then I'm going to add some of that red pepper at the end. A little bit of shallot oil, and we're good to go. Added some smoked paprika. I like the smokiness that it gives it, a little bit more depth. And half a lemon. So we've got that simmering at the back. The rest of the red peppers, and then pretty much just gotta let it sit. We've got the oil going here. Looking good. Put in some panko breadcrumbs, and when they start to sizzle a little tiny bit, you know it's time to add the fish. Okay guys, so one thing to note is that when cooking fish in oil like this, what you want to do is you don't want to move this. If you move these before they're not done cooking, it'll rip the other side right off. And so you basically want to set it here, right, until the other side is completely cooked. And there's really only one way to actually do that, and that's when you actually see where these strips are, these cuts, right, in the actual fish, right, when those start to change color, or you see oil coming through them, or oil coming up them. And that really is the only way to really know that it's done. You can baste it as well, right, which does sort of help. It helps more to make sure that the oil's inside than anything else. right, to make sure that the fish is cooking thoroughly from the inside out, from that side. So we're getting pretty close here. I can see that this is starting to brown up. Smells fantastic in here. Spice is great, and pretty close, I think. I think I'm going to give them about another 30 seconds, and then we're going to flip to the other side. So those look pretty good. It looks like it's nice and sort of cooked on this side. This one I might flip back over later on, but I can see the juice coming out of it. It's definitely cooking all the way through. These smell fantastic. They look like they're going to be good. I gotta say, this is looking pretty good, guys. Okay, so I'm just going to go down the spine here, flake off all of the meat off of the ribs. That just falls apart. That's definitely cooked. You just got to be careful if any of those little bones come off. Some of the rice. There we go. That's pretty darn good. Actually, that's really good. That just flakes right off there. You can really taste that spice blend. Oh, hot. Oh, hot. Oh, too hot. Okay, guys. Well, I'm going to finish this up. And as always, thanks for watching. If you like what you saw and you want me to do some more, like and subscribe. I have some exciting plans for a teardrop trailer in the spring. And that one's going to be a multi-part series. I suspect it'll take me about probably a 2-week build to do it. And I got to plan that out and figure out the best way to do it. But stay tuned if you guys want to see more stuff like that. Anyway, guys, thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching Back to Bush Outdoors.